Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video I'm doing part 2 of the Aether Beauty Rose Quartz palette. So like I said, I really want to play some of the smokier tones and play with some other shades to see if this palette is necessarily worth the £53 and stuff. I think something that I did notice from the last video is that the mattes are really nice. Nice pigmentation. Yes, there is kickback in the palette, but they blend beautifully. The shimmer, I only really use two, one across the lid. I do slightly underwhelming, I'd say. You would need to wet them. Unless you like the soft glam, then I think it's fine. But I'm really intrigued to see how the duochrome colour works in this one, which is called Astarte or Astarte. Just because I love duochromes and I want to play with some of the deeper shades and create more of a smoky eye look. So the last look was quite daytime appropriate, so I want to go slightly more bolder and smokier with this look. So I've already prepped and primed my eyes, and yeah, I'm going to give this palette another go. So I'm first of all going to take the shade Aphrodite, which is this light kind of matte grey, on a fluffy brush. This is the Luxie 205 Taper Blending. Picks them up, taps them off because like I said you do get fallout. And I'm going to start working this into the crease. Picked up quite a bit there. I'm just going to build this up mainly onto the outer portion of the crease and onto the lid slightly as well. And I'm probably going to do my usual winged out look, because I feel that's the best way to test it, is by doing a look or a style that I'm kind of used to. Really. So like I said, in terms of mattes, I think these are really nice mattes, and possibly out of the ones I've tried so far, clean beauty wise, possibly one of the nicer ones. For sure. I really like my Divina Organics matte shadows, but I think she's just, let me double check, but I think she's just kind of disappeared off Etsy now. I will double check. So I don't really want to use like her products on camera because obviously no one can get hold of them. Obviously I still use them, but Divina Organics. No, she's still taking a break. So that's why I don't really use her products anymore on my channel, just because no one can get hold of them. But they were really nice products and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. These are probably like the nicer of the clean beauty mattes I have tried. The other ones I've tried, like the Lily Lola ones, they work well and I like them. But I think these are better. I think Lily Lola do better shimmers than the ones I tried in this palette. Like their mineral eyeshadows in, like, you know, Pixie Sparkle, Bronze Sparkle, you've got Green Opal. Just in general I think their shimmers, they do some really nice metallic shimmer ones. So I'd say so far they do better shimmer than what I've tried out. But obviously I haven't tried out this duochrome yet and a few of the other shimmers, so that may change, but that's just something I did notice from the very first look I did. Okay, so I'm liking how this is turning out so far. I might go a bit deeper, but I'm going to move on to the other eye and just kind of match up where I am so far. So I'm going to take the exact same shape on a taper blending brush from Lily Lolo, and I'm just going to pop this onto the lower lash side as well. Right, I'm just going to add a very small amount of Scorpio on a very fluffy brush. Just take it very low and just dust this over the edges. Just add a little bit more depth and to blend that out a bit further. Okay, now I'm going to go in with, I believe, is this called Grounded? Yeah, Grounding, the darker matte shade. And I'm going to take it on a slightly more denser brush. I think I'll take it on the kind of denser end of the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Yeah, so like I said, I have dabbed in a few times. You do get kickback, but as long as you tap off, you're fine. But it does mean it will give a more intense colour payoff, which I think is great. So I'm just packing this onto the outer portion. As you see, that's really quite intense, dark, smoky colour. Beautiful. Just on the outer portion, I'm going to flip the brush over, take a bit more of Aphrodite, which is the grey shade. And I'm just going to start blending in this crease area here. Let's give that really nice smoky feel. I say it's blended quite well. It just takes a little bit of blending. I find with grey shades it's tricky to get them blended without looking patchy, but I think that's actually done a really good job. I really like how it looks. I'm going to take the other fluffy brush with that Scorpio shade. Just make sure these edges are good to go. But no, that's a really intense smoky eye, so it kind of goes to show the difference between those two looks and kind of the looks you can create. I'm also going to take a little bit of grounding onto the lower lash line, but purely on the outer portion, just to kind of match it up. And then just use the other side to smoke out. Wow. Okay, cool. So now onto the shade, which I'm hoping looks really nice because I love duochrome colours, and it just looks like such a beautiful colour. This is the shade, I don't know if it's pronounced Astarte or Astarte, but either way it's beautiful. I'm going to, let's see what it's like without wetting, because I know the other one I did have to. So I'm just going to go straight onto the lid with my finger. Yeah, see, I just find that so underwhelming. So I'm going to pick it up on a brush. Actually, let's pick it up on that brush I used. I've just rubbed off the excess. I've got one of these face halos, which I can just rub off the colour briefly. And take some of that shade on the dense side. Maybe it just needs a really dense brush instead. Okay, so it definitely picked up a lot more product. Oh, there's more purple coming off this time. That's really pretty. Right. Oh, it's a beautiful colour, actually. I think this is a slightly more of a unique shade. I really like how it looks, actually. Let's see what it's like. So I'm still going to take it on the dense brush. Let's just dampen it to see if I can make it more intense. And then what I might do on the other eye is see what it's like if I put a tacky base underneath to start with. Just to see if there is a way of bumping up. Okay, I really like this colour. Yes, it's still not particularly intense, but actually I think it performed a lot better than that rose quartz shade. The rose quartz shade that I used the first time was pretty, but also underwhelming at the same time. So I'm just going to give this a go. I'm going to take some of my eye primer as I always do. I'm not going to do like a cut crease or anything like that, so I'm not going to be like precise. I'm just going to pick some up, lay some down on this inner corner portion bit, carefully though, and now go back in with the brush and see what happens. I'd say that actually makes no difference. So I would definitely either recommend with this shade wetting it or putting the base down. So the base kind of does the same effect as if you wet it, is what I mean, as opposed to having it dry or trying to use your fingers. Usually with shades like this, the best one is your finger to use, but for some reason I think it's best to wet a brush, or like I said, put a base underneath. Let's bring you closer in so you can see this colour a bit better. I mean, that is a beautiful shade in all fairness, and actually no, having said that, I think with the base underneath looks better. And I really love this colour. It's not as intense as I was hoping it'd be still, but I'd happily wear this. This is actually really, really beautiful. Now it doesn't really have, what shade's this? Oh, okay. I was going to say, it hasn't really got a highlighting shade. Actually, this shade here, which is called Stardust, it's more of a kind of sheen formula. So there's no shimmer or anything, but it has that sheen. So I'm going to take that shade. I would actually use it on my finger. I'm going to pop this a little bit in the inner corner. And actually, probably it being not a massive shimmer might be a good idea with this look as well, so it's not too over the top. And then if I just get take a little bit on a fluffy brush, I'll just use it just to do the brow bone ever so slightly. Yeah, that's pretty. I'm going to take a bit more of Scorpio and just go over that just so it blends in with that highlighting shade a bit better. Okay, let's zoom out a bit more. Right, time to add some mascara. Bit of the Benecos Pink Honey. A bit of Au Naturel in there as well. Okay, so that is this look complete. I absolutely love this look. I love the smoky tones of this, and it just goes to show that the palette's quite versatile, because I did quite a basic everyday look the first time. This is a much more intense smoky eye, so you can really amp it up. It's kind of a perfect day to night palette. I'd say I think I've worked out that the shimmers or the duochromes do look better either wet or with a base underneath, and I think actually the more I look at it, the base gives more of effect than just wetting it, but I think that's a better option. I feel like using it dry or with your finger is, well, in my opinion, not enough. But like I said, the mattes blend really beautifully together, really pigmented. Yes, just tap off your brush so you don't get any fallout, but they give a beautiful pigmentation. I love this look. I'm just so happy that I've managed to create quite a smoky, deep eye with this look. It just shows how versatile this palette is. I am really wanting to do a look with like these two colours. I feel like it could be very autumnal. This is the shade, what shade is this? Reawakening, the more orangey toned. Although it's got pink reflex, I feel like it's another kind of duochrome one. Like an orangey, maybe like a rose gold. And then this one here, which is Aura. Looks beautiful. And that was kind of like a duochrome. It's like got a bit of blue in there. I don't know how well that's coming up. But yeah, as you can see, even by the swatches, these shimmers aren't the most intense, which is why it needs a little added help, I think. Yeah, this palette. I do want to try those other two shades, maybe create an autumnal look. Actually, maybe I will do that. Okay, so I won't end this video here. A second look in this video using this palette, using those more orangey and red tones, something a bit more autumnal as we're coming into that season. It's very grey out now, the sun's kind of disappeared. And that way I can give like a true recommendation, give kind of my final thoughts on this palette. I'll be back shortly. Okay, so this is look number 2, using the palette something a bit more autumnal base, using more of those red and orange shades, which are really, really pretty. I still think you need to put the base down to get the full effect of the shimmers going on. But overall, I really like this look. So I've done now 3 looks using this palette. And I think it's safe to say you can definitely do an array of looks with it. The palette will get messy because, like I said, there is kickback and stuff like that. But a really pretty palette. The mattes, like I said before, blend beautifully. A great pigmentation. And really, really nice. Like, it's kind of, yeah, definitely like one of the best clean beauty matte shadows I've tried. And then the shimmers do need a bit of work, so you do need to put a base down or make sure they're wet or something just to get the full effect of them. But they are really beautiful shades. I love the look I created yesterday. I love actually this look as well. This is like more autumnal, this look. But yeah, I definitely will keep on using this. I'm happy I got it. So for me, I don't actually mind that I've spent £53 on it because I've managed to come up with 3 looks. I know how to use it and how to work with it, and it's definitely a palette I can keep on using. Because, you know, like even for an everyday just classic look, you could just use some of these kind of more matte brown colours in it. This was a really nice shade here, Christine. I put it only on the outer portion of this lid, but I think it make a really nice kind of like smoky eye, but not a very intense. Like this one's obviously got the blue and green. If you want something a bit more like, not subtle smoky eye, because this is quite intense, but like a different kind of, ooh, see, that's a really beautiful one, but a different kind of smoky eye. Then you've got definitely different options to play with. The only one I haven't tried, I think, is this one here, which is called Heartstone. Okay, so it's quite a pinky tone. So yeah, so you create quite a few different looks with this. I think it's going to be a great kind of travelling palette, like I said, a day to night palette. So I'm actually glad that I spent the money on it because I think it's really good. Everything's recyclable as well with this packaging and things like that. So I'd say overall I would recommend this palette, and I'm intrigued to try some other palettes. I know they've just brought out new ones in America, so I'm waiting for them to come over. I'm not sure if I want to get the, was it the gemstone one, the other one that I potentially would have got, just because that is all shimmers, and like I said, although I know how to work the shimmers now, I want some mattes in there because the mattes are amazing from this brand. So I kind of want to wait until some of the other ones come on to feel unique to try some of those out, because I know they've just brought out a purple one which looks amazing. I know they've got some other ones as well, but yeah, so I'm definitely glad I picked this palette up. I really like it. I like the 3 looks I've come up with, and I think there's definitely more looks to come up with this palette. So I would recommend it if you're looking for a really good clean beauty palette. Like I said, the shimmers you just need to work with. That is this video complete. I really hope you enjoyed. Leave me your thoughts and opinions down below. Any requests for future videos, leave them also down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.